Hello everyone. Today we will discuss two important gas law, the Boyle's law and the Charles law. These laws explain how gases behave when pressure, volume, and temperature change. Two important gas laws are Boyle's law and Charles law. These laws help us understand how gases respond under different conditions. Boyle's law focuses on pressure and volume, while Charles law focuses on the volume and temperature. Boyle's law formula is P1 and V1 is equals to P2 and V2, where P is pressure and V is volume. At constant temperature, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. If pressure increases, the volume decreases. If pressure decreases, then volume increases. Pressure is inversely proportional to volume. If the volume gets smaller, then the pressure gets bigger and vice versa. Pressure is proportional to 1 over volume. We multiply by a constant to remove proportionality. Now, pressure times volume is equals a constant. So, if we know the first pressure and volume, we can now find the second. Here's an example. A gas has a volume of 5 liters at 2 atmospheric pressure. What will be its volume at 4 atmospheric pressure? Given P1 as 2 atmospheric pressure and V1 is 5 liters, P2 for atmospheric pressure while the V2 is missing. So our solution is V2 is equals to P1 and V1 over P2. So our first step is substitute the given. After that, we get V2 is equals to 2 times 5 over 4. First, we need to times 2 to 5. After multiplying 2 to 5, we get 10. Now we are left with 10 divided by 4. After we divide 10 with 4, now we know our V2. Our V2 is 2.5 liters. Now, let's talk about Charles' law general formula. We have V1, T1 is equals to V2 and P2, where V is the volume and T is temperature. Charles' law states that at constant temperature, volume is directly proportional to temperature. If temperature increases, volume increases. If pressure decreases, volume decreases. Volume is directly proportional to temperature. If temperature goes up, the volume goes up too. Volume is proportional to temperature. We multiply by a constant to remove proportionality. The ratio of volume to temperature is constant. So, if we know the first volume and temperature, we can find the second. Here's another sample question. A gas has a volume of 3 liters at 300 Kelvin. What will be its volume at 450 Kelvin? Given V1 as 3 liters, T1 300 Kelvin, and V2 is missing while our T2 is 450 Kelvin. Our solution for this question is V2 is equals to V1 times T2 over T1. First, we need to substitute the given to our solution. After substituting the given, we're left with 3 times 450 divided by 300. After multiplying 3 to 450, we get 1350. Now, we need to divide 1350 to 300. Using our calculator, we will get 4.5 liters as our V2. In comparison, Boyle's law has pressure versus volume and its inverse relationship and its temperature is constant. However, in Charles' law, volume versus temperature it has a direct relationship, and its pressure is constant. After all of that, let's answer some questions. What happens to volume when pressure increases in Boyle's law? Number 2. In Charles' law, what must remain constant? Number 3. A gas occupies 6 liters at 2 atmospheric pressure. What is the volume at 3 atmospheric pressure using Boyle's law? Number 4. A gas has 5 liters at 200 Kelvin. What is the volume at 400 Kelvin using Charles' law? That's all for our discussion on Boyle's law and Charles' law. These laws help us understand how gases respond to change in temperature, pressure, and volume. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.